I'll hold you in my arms once more. That's what they invented dancing for. I just wanna dance with you. Oh, I just wanna dance with you.
Son rarely tells his father how he really feels. A handshake or a pat on the back is all that he reveals. I'd like to right that wrong here in this little song. Thank you for shaping my life. Thank you for teaching me all you can. You are no ordinary man. No, no, no. You make me everything I am. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for showing me the way. And thank you for being there when I need you. Thank you for every single day. Now I've been blessed with a son of my own. Got my own bedtime stories to tell. Raise him half as well as you raised me. Guess I'll be doing pretty well. Thank you for your guiding hand. Thank you for making my dreams come true. You're an extraordinary man, and I hope you're as proud of me as I am proud of you. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for showing me good from bad. I guess I'm only really trying to say thank you for being my dad. Even though the years drift away, I never took the time just to say I love you, and I always have. And thank you for being my dad. Thank you for being my dad.
Within, sinking to rise no more, but the master of the sea heard my despairing cry. From the waters lifted me, now safe am I. Love lifted me, love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me. When nothing else could help, love lifted me. in danger, look above. Jesus completely saves. He will lift you by his love out of the angry waves. He's the master of the sea, billows his will obey. He, your Savior, wants to be saved today. Love lifted me, love lifted me, when nothing else could help. Love lifted me, love lifted me, love lifted me, when nothing else could help. Love lifted me. such colors no artist can do. I know when I look on its beauty, each page in the Bible is true. No picture or painting can capture the beauty of any of these. The handwork of God is revealed in the flowers, the sunset, the trees. When you are gone, there's no fun with the crowd. I find myself crying, even crying out loud. I could find fun, but I'd still be alone, 'cause my world simply stands still when you are gone. When you are gone, my heart knows it well, and it just won't believe these stories I tell. Just can't get used to this being alone, and there's nothing to live for when you are gone. When you are gone, my heart knows it well, and it just won't believe all these stories I tell. Just can't get used to this being alone, and there's nothing to live for when you are gone. When you are gone.
You can dance every dance with the guy who gives you the eye and let him hold you tight. You can smile every smile for the man who held your hand beneath the pale moonlight. But don't forget who's taking you home and whose arms you're going. So darling, save the last dance for me. Oh, I know that the music is fine, like sparkling wine going back and forth. Laugh and sing, but while we're apart, don't give your heart to anyone. But don't forget who's taking you home, in whose arms you're going to be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Baby, don't you know I love you so? Oh, can't you feel it when we touch? I will never, ever let you go. I love you so. You can dance, go and carry on till the night is gone and it's time to go. If he asks if you're all alone, can he take you home? You must tell him no. But don't forget who's taking you home, in his arms you're going to be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Arms you're going to be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Darling, save the last dance for me.
I wanted you for life, you and me in the wind. I never thought there'd come a time that our story would end. It's hard to understand, but I guess I'll have to try. It's not easy to say goodbye. For all the joy we shared, all that time we had to spend. If I had one wish, I'd want forever back again. To look into your eyes and hold you when you cry. It's not easy to say goodbye. I remember all those great times we had. So many memories, some good, some bad. Yes, and through it all, those memories will last forever. peace in where you are. Maybe all I need to know. And if I listen to my heart, I'll hear your laughter once more. And so I have to say, I'm just glad you came my way. It's not easy to say goodbye.
Little buggers gone hiding, they don't want to get caught. It's too nice a day to be dangling on the end of a line. Had a bad day's fishing beats a good day's work every time. Little old worm around a big old hook, he don't mind the water in his babbling brook, just swimming around and having a flaming good time. He knows a bad day's fishing beats a good day's work every time. Well, a bad day's fishing ain't a bad day at all, just as long as you're a wetting the line. For when the man up above is a tallying up, he's gonna look down on you and he'll smile. You'll say,
day's been fishing is good for your soul, so I decided to the end of your life.
And a bad day's fishing beats a good day's work every time. Say to the worm, tell the fool up there he's a-gonna get burned. Sleeping in the sun like that, mate, he's gonna fry. He knows a bad day's fishing beats a good day's work every time. Well, a bad day's fishing ain't a bad day at all, just as long as you're a-wetting the line. And when the man up above is a-tallying up, he's gonna look down on you and he'll smile. You'll say,
day's been fishing is good for your soul, so I decided to the end of your life.
Hey, a bad day's fishing beats a good day's work every time. Well, a
ever near you now be true. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Someone far from harbor you may guide across the bar. Right in the corner where you are. Just above our clouded skies that you may help to clear, let not narrow self your way debar. Though into one heart alone may fall your song of cheer, right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Someone far from harbor you may guide across the bar. Right in the corner where you are. Here for all your talent you may surely find a need. Here reflect the bright and morning star. Even from your humble hands the bread of life may feed. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Someone far from harbor you may guide across the bar. Right in the corner where you are.
Trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dogs say goodnight, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I never knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. When Christ shall come with shout of acclamation and take me home, what joy shall fill my heart? Then I shall bow in humble adoration, and thy Savior God to thee. How great thou art! How great thou art!
I read of a man who stood to speak at a funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of birth and spoke of the following dates with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For the dash represents all the time they have spent alive on earth, and now only those who love them know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. I warmly welcome you as we gather here today to say goodbye, to honour and celebrate the life of Eric George Armstrong. I would also like to welcome those who are unable to be with us and are joining us through live stream. A special hello goes to Eric's son Peter and his family, who are deeply saddened that they cannot be here today because of COVID restrictions in Melbourne. Let's hope one day soon we'll be all free to travel and Gus and Peter can get together to raise a glass for their father. So on behalf of Gus and Ros and Peter and Elizabeth and their families, I thank you for your presence and support at this time. It's so greatly appreciated. My name is Delma Carpenter, and along with Rennie and the staff at Parkside Funerals, we feel privileged to have been asked to conduct this service for you. And just a note, please, if you haven't done so, now's a really good time for you to turn your mobile phones onto silent. It's never easy saying goodbye to someone that we love. Up until early this year, a 94-year-old Eric was still driving and living independently. Having multiple health issues, he was admitted to hospital and from there went to live at Yamina Park in May. Eric didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye to his home or his very spoilt cat Bodgie, who slept on his bed every night. He was comforted knowing that good friend Judy had found his pet a new home. Eric sadly left our world last Friday on the 10th of September 2021, and although he had health problems and was not well, this does not diminish the sense of loss the family feels. The finality of death is something that we all struggle with. You could say that Eric had a good life and he lived to be a wonderful age, but it's as Princess Anne said after the death of her father, you were never really ready. The knowledge that Eric has left this world for good can be difficult to accept, and I hope by the end of this service, the loss of a dear father, father-in-law, Pop and Pop-Pop, and friend will be balanced by the heightened sense of gratitude that Eric was part of your lives. Joan Baez once said, you don't get to choose how you're going to live, how you're going to die, or when. You can only decide how you're going to live. And live, Eric certainly did. So what was life about to Eric? It was about being passionate about whatever he did and creating rich and beautiful connections with those around him. It was about having a happy, friendly nature and enjoying the company of others. Life to Eric was about his love of food. He grew up eating traditional meals, meat and 3 veg, followed by sweets. His mother was a good cook, as well his wife Irene, baking cakes, biscuits, cream sponges, lamingtons, cream puffs, and all the things that Eric liked to eat. He also loved crayfish, scallops and fresh fish. Although Eric was a private person, he was extremely sociable. He liked talking to people and was a good conversationalist. He had a sharp mind, liked to keep up with the latest news, reading the Advocate daily from the front to the back and back again. Life to Eric was about his kindness and his generosity in helping others. Then there was his wicked sense of humour, where he liked to have a bit of fun and enjoyed a stir. Most importantly, life to Eric was his family that was such an important part of his being. For 3 years, he lovingly cared for his wife Irene up until her passing in 2006. He was very proud and always there for his sons Gus and Peter, the boys remembering going fishing with their dad and trying to keep the grasshoppers in the container while trying to get one on the hook. Gus recalled river fishing, where his dad would spin all the way down the river until dark and then frog fish back up. When it came to his grandchildren, Danae, Curtis and Stuart, well, Eric adored them all, and the best part was that they knew. And when they brought Marie and Guy into their lives, they became a constant in Pop's life as well. Eric loved spending time with his grandchildren and was always keen to know what was going on in their lives. And he made sure he never forgot their birthdays. While great-grandchildren Cooper, Jamison and Ryan won't have the same memories of their Pop as their parents, I'm sure they have fond memories of the lollies in his pocket and the cuddles and him just being there. It was evident to me that family meant everything to Eric, and he meant everything to them. Continuing on with Eric's life, I'd like to share with you his eulogy that's been written by his son Peter with the help of the family. We're gathered here to celebrate the long and wonderful life of Eric George Armstrong. Eric was a third child of Dorothy and George Armstrong and brother to Percy and Lorna. He grew up in the Roaring Twenties and sure had dancing in his legs. Early life was on a farm on Village Lane, and times were tough. His dad had been wounded a number of times in World War I, and his English mother was a war bride from Chelsea in London, a huge change for her coming post-war to the northwest coast. Eric was proud of his heritage. Lorna and Perce both served in the Air Force during World War II, and Lorna represented Australia at the post-war celebrations in England. Eric was good at school, dux of grade 7 at Somerset Primary in his leaving year. He was also good at sport. This was the early Bradman era when action spoke larger than words, and football and cricket were the go. Eric's first job was at the freezers in Somerset. He then worked at the APPM as a boiler attendant for over 40 years until his retirement. There he was a proud member of the Engine Drivers and Firemen's Association. He played footy and crickets at weekends and sometimes both on the same day. Eric went on to play senior football with the APPM and was a lifelong supporter of Cooey, the Dockers and his beloved Pies. When Eric went to Yamina Park in May this year, he was asked, as part of the introduction, what is your proudest moment, Eric? Well, Gus and Peter hoped for a mention, but no, Eric's proudest moment was being awarded Best on the Ground in the 1946 NWFU Grand Final. Eric and Irene married in 1948 and along came Gary and Peter. When not at work, he was in the garden or ferrying Gus and Peter to their various sports. He never interfered, just a quiet word here and there. Eric loved fishing and playing cards. Many nights were spent catching trout on the Cam and Inglis rivers with hot dogs cooked on the campfire. He was devoted to his family, including his parents-in-law, Don and Ethel Redman. When the grandchildren, nephews and nieces and great-grandchildren came along, the whole cycle was repeated at 2 Crisp Street. Great food and fun were the order of the day. When Irene died in 2006, Eric had to start a new life. Eric became involved with dancing, driving on cold winter nights to waltz Faye around the dance floor and enjoy a beautiful supper spread. He went with Peter to an Anzac Day dawn service in Canberra and had a great adventure on the Garn, beginning at Darwin with the stops at Kakadu and Uluru. Peter and Eric went to Melbourne every year for a cultural weekend, 4 AFL matches in 2 days, having a beer afterwards at Young and Jackson's. For nearly a decade, a highlight of Eric's summer was a trip to the Australian Open tennis. He saw the best of the world's players and even donned a tie to mix with the toffs at lunch. There'd also be a test match with the family, and he just loved sport. Later, Eric joined the CAM retirees. He became president and did such a good job they overlooked the rules to reappoint him. He attended services at the Salvos, enjoying a free feed afterwards. Card playing became a big part of the weekly social calendar. He played 500 at Maisie Elvingston's and loved his crib games with Norm Bird. Norm also took him to the Labor Party meetings, often followed by a meal. Always hospitable, Eric offered visitors a bed if they were staying in town, including Tanya Plibersek on one occasion. Eric had an amazing life. He was often asked by medicos and friends for the secret of his long life. Eric simply thought of himself as a survivor, but what mattered above all else was his curiosity. He kept his mind active, worked hard until he couldn't, and always looked for a bit of fun. He often joked about being the same age as the Queen and David Attenborough. Eric would hate not being here today in person, given his love of company and a good yarn. If he was here, he'd say, "Come on, Spud, get on with your life and make sure you enjoy it." Eric was warm and generous and positive. We're all the poorer for his leaving, but all the richer for having known him and loved him. Thank you for being with us today. How great is it that in this day and age, on a day like today, we're able to take a walk down memory lane through photographs. This audio-visual presentation gives us the opportunity of seeing Eric's life through the lens of a camera.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far. Like a song of love that clings to me, how the thought of you does things to me. Never before has someone been more unforgettable in every way. And forevermore, that's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. Unforgettable in every way, and forevermore, that's how you stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
A little bit of tear let me down, spoiled my act as a clown. I had it made up not to make a frown, but a little bit of tear let me down. When you said you were leaving tomorrow, that today was our last day, I said there'd be no sorrow, that I'd laugh when you walked away. But a little bit of tear let me down, spoiled my act as a clown. I had it made up not to make a frown, but a little bit of tear let me down. I said I'd laugh when you left me, pull a funny as you went out the door, that I'd have another one waiting, and I'd wave goodbye as you go. But a little bit of tear let me down, spoiled my act as a clown. I had it made up not to make a frown, but a little bit of tear let me down. Everything went like I planned it, and I really put on quite a show. In my heart I felt I could stand it, till you walked with your grip through the door. Then a little bit of tear let me down, spoiled my act as a clown. I had it made up not to make a frown, oh, but a little bit of tear let me down, a little bit of tear let me down.
It's a lovely collection of photos. I love the black and white ones. I'd like to share a poem with you that the family have chosen. It's in your service sheet and you may like to follow along. He is Gone by David Harkins. You can shed tears that he is gone, or you can smile because he has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that he will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all he has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see him, or you can be full of love you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember him and only that he's gone, or you can cherish his memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what he would want you to do, smile, open your eyes, love, and go on. The family have asked me on their behalf to extend their gratitude to the staff at Umina Park for their care of Eric over the past few months. Also to Eric's doctor, Dr. Kumar, for his care and compassion. Thank you to Roz's niece and husband Brittany and Reese for hosting a special Christmas day, a memorable day that Eric so much enjoyed. I offer the family's most heartfelt thanks for your presence here today and the love and the support you have given them. I warmly invite you to join the family here at Parkside for refreshments, and this is where you'll have the opportunity to continue with this celebration of Eric's life, recall memories and stories and times that you shared with him. Eric's legacy to you is the memories that you have of him and the wonderful things about him that you never want to forget. And before we say our final farewells, let us give thanks for his life. We give thanks for his life that has been so lovingly lived, his commitment, his caring and love for his family, his years of friendship and loyalty. We give thanks for his positive outlook on life, his sharp mind and interest in everything around him, for his patience and his kindness. It's people like Eric who give meaning and value to life. So we say thank you, Eric. You will always continue to live in our hearts and our thoughts. As I place these petals, may Eric's spirit and his memories always be with you. I'd now like to invite those who wish from the family to come forward to say their own personal goodbye by placing a flower on Eric's coffin.
I'll always remember the song they were playing the first time we danced, and I knew as we swayed to the music and held to each other, I fell in love with you. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Would you be my partner every night? When we're together, it feels so right. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? I'll always remember that magic moment when I held you close to me as we moved together. I knew forever you're all I'll ever need. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Would you be my partner every night? When we're together, it feels so right. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Would you be my partner every night? When we're together, it feels so right. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? I'll always remember the song they were playing the first time we danced, and I knew as we swayed to the music and held to each other.
It is now time for the committal. Please stand if you're able. As much as there is a sunrise, there must be a sunset. The rejoicing over birth will one day become the tears of loss. This is a journey that we all must travel, and right now it is a journey our dear one must go. Tenderly and reverently we commit the body of Eric George Armstrong to the purifying elements, grateful for his life that has been lived and all that his life has meant to you. We take comfort in knowing that he goes to be with loved ones that have gone before him. In the words of Mark Twain, warm summer sun, shine kindly here. Warm southern wind, blow softly here. Green sod above, lie light, lie light. Good night, dear heart. Good night, good night. Eric, may you go forward in the next part of your journey with great love and respect. We bid you farewell.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. blind.